Hey, can I get hit off of that, man?
That's a lot of fish.
You make me happy.
Oh, hallelujah, our problems are solved. We have banana bread.
There's a guiding light of aspiration for anyone back in the 90s, or any era for that matter, that had the balls to take on this material and not only convert it for mainstream audiences, expecting Independence Day all over again, but also for adapting it as a more goofy, satirical cliche of 90s popcorn entertainment than an actual Godzilla film. If we look at what we think this film was supposed to be, let's say the 2014 Godzilla, then the problems stick out like a sore thumb. However, if we twist the scenario and don't look at them as problems, but more as structural support for an otherwise slapstick, tongue-in-cheek comedy that only means to entertain and possibly offend, then we're actually amused by it. So Godzilla 1998 is a comedy. Will Smith became an action star in your last film, so it just makes sense to make Matthew Broderick one too, even if there's no real reason to it.
Matthew Broderick is here to save the day.
It's over.
The rest of the cast seems to be even bigger mixed bag, but again, is this all for comedy? Let's examine. 3 members of the cast are also 3 of the voiceover actors for The Simpsons. Can't be for no reason. Jean Reno is also in this. What the hell is he doing in this movie?
You got this coffee?
New York City has played a pivotal role in American coffee culture. As early immigrants established neighborhoods in the late 19th century, small independent coffee shops. Over subsequent decades, regional roasters and national chains emerged to satisfy the city's growing demand for caffeine. Today, New York remains on the cutting edge of specialty coffee. Trends through its pioneer cafes, world-class roasting scenes, and innovations in brewing methods.
Even though this film isn't all the way ha-ha funny, it wants to be, and that's okay. What fun is a Godzilla movie without humor? Slapstick comedy, or in-your-face dopey decision-making and behavior by your main cast. What we want to establish at this point in time is its nostalgia factor and its overall stance as a comedy property. How does it work on those levels? Well, soundtrack alone makes it a concrete product of the late 90s. It's got original songs performed by popular recording artists of the time, all aimed and created directly at the film, even saying the name Godzilla in several of the tracks. The artistic ingenuity of the musicians is displayed throughout the film, like a well-manufactured television commercial, and the cross-promotion of the 2 facets work extraordinarily well. The music sets the tone that one should expect going into a Godzilla movie. The fear-inducing and dreadful tunes of the Wallflowers, Puff Daddy, and Jamiroquai are there to create terror in the audience's mind as we await the arrival of the King of all monsters. The score, however, is an even bigger display of 90s behavior. Simply having David Arnold compose the same tune he did for both Stargate and Independence Day was a delight in and of itself. Gave the film a second sense of dread, that at any moment aside from a fire-breathing monster emerging from the sea, an alien spacecraft the size of the Pentagon could come gliding down from a fiery, smoky sky. One of the funniest scenes in the film is the emergence of the beast. We start with 3 old salty fart fishermen exchanging taunts on a pier.
The only thing you don't want to catch is a cold.
When one fisherman sits at the edge of the pier and casts out his line, Godzilla slowly comes up from the ocean floor. Now, I'm no oceanographer, but I think Godzilla was close to the size of a skyscraper, and the ocean floor, as it sits right at the edge of the pier, would probably be about, let's say, maybe 15 or 20 feet deep at best. The sheer logic of Godzilla actually appearing right at the edge without coming straight in, or perhaps maybe swimming in horizontally, is genius and makes for a great laugh. He literally appears to come straight up from the ocean floor. I assume the intention was to cause sudden shock, and the impact of it was fucking priceless.
Genius, genius!
I love how the Godzilla creation itself was a parody of the original design. When we look at the sheer metrics of the situation, the original by design was a much bigger beast. It towered over buildings and crushed trains with its toenails. This new one takes a different concept. It says, hey, what if Godzilla was half the size sometimes and twice the size other times? Basically, Godzilla's fucking changing shapes and sizes throughout the whole film. The question was valid and actually made it it funnier to see the monster changing size whenever convenient. Sometimes the monster is not much bigger than a large pile of dead fish, and he's as big as the Empire State Building. It makes him scarier and funnier, knowing that he has this additional power. I also love it how there's nothing in the film to indicate that anyone is worried. Again, great self-parody, great comedy. A giant monster from the sea comes and destroys half of New York, but yet bars are still open for business. Street kiosks are all operational. The news channels and regularly scheduled programs are all still functioning.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
People are throwing fucking parties. This speaks to the sheer toughness of the people of New York. No giant monster is gonna keep them out of bars on a Tuesday afternoon, damn it, especially in the rain. This makes for some great comedy scenes when we visit some of our main characters chatting it up at their local bar while watching a live broadcast of the monster tearing through a different section of their city only miles away. Let's not forget that there's also an ingenious love story built under all this infrastructure that keeps everything glued together so well. We're given so much time and character development that we can't help but root for Nick and Audrey to get back together. It's a romance that defies their surroundings, and no matter what danger lurks in their fair city, nothing matters if you don't have love.
Love, love, skill.
Both such top-notch personalities of their own, Nick and Audrey struggle to make amends after almost 8 years of not seeing one another. It's true what they say, love is blinding. And in this case, it couldn't be truer. The funniest scene in the film has got to be the mini Godzukis tearing through Madison Square Garden. Forget the fact that it takes the real beast out of the film for the majority of the climax, it also establishes Audrey as a true news reporter. She's amazing. That's really what we were waiting for anyway, right? I was on pins and needles to see if she would ever make up for her wrongdoings and actually fess to the whole, hey Nick, I stole your government files that would have gotten you thrown in jail forever subplot. However, the drama ends quick once we get the double dose of comedy thrown back at us with the baby monsters. These little guys are cute, funny, and we just fall in love with them. The only thing missing from their part was not giving them all names. I named one Poppy, since he seemed to love popcorn. So cute.
Wrong floor.
The smart thing was not to make them scary in any way, shape, or form. It just makes for a better, funnier scene. At no point are they ever remotely frightening, and we love them for that. It's sad when they perish, but one can only hope for a spin-off.
Got a good brain.
So in the end, with the climax of the film, we get treated to a few hilarious moments, including a taxicab using Godzilla's toenail as a ramp and a military blowing up so much of New York that one would only hope that Godzilla would stop them before there's nothing left. You see, the real problem with this film is that people misunderstood the underlying meaning of it. Its sole purpose wasn't to make you scared or strike fear into your heart. I mean, this is a Godzilla, not King Kong. Its purpose was to put you in the particular situation back in 1998 when people still smoked in bars and listened to the band Fuel. It was when Taco Bell was in every shot.
I think I need a bigger box.
So did this film succeed in being what I feel is meant to be? Hell yes it did. This was one of the funniest films of 1998, and it didn't get the credit it deserved for it. This is Ben for Cinema Gulp. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Twisted. If you like this review, please click like and or subscribe today. Leave some comments down in the comment section below. Tell us what you thought of the 1998 Godzilla film. We drink your cinema.
I drink it up!
I'ma fry that chicken with the hi-hat to it. If you think you can end me, I'll deny that vision. If you try that, listen, I'll reply back, spin murder you like a commander of an Iran mission. I'm trying to fight with the guy that'll fight for his life with a mic guy. You might go missing. I'ma come and kill you whining babies like a lady when I come up on beat. No kidding. I'm a monster. You'll get in my way.